This video is mainly for cyclists that have been struggling with back pain or sciatica for longer than 4 months. What I'm going to go over in this video is 4 things that you can map on a timeline, and what we're going to get is the real reason why you're stuck. It's not about the root cause. We go deeper than that. It's understanding exactly what's keeping you from solving the problem so that we can put a clear plan in place to do just that. So if you've got a pen and paper, that's going to be awesome, but you can also do this mentally as well. On the whiteboard, I've got a timeline with now in the middle. So let's use 4 months. Might be a problem that's gone back longer than 4 months, but let's use 4 months into the past and then 4 months into the future in terms of road mapping this. Why 4 months? I have found that a 4-month block of putting the right stuff in place is very, very successful at helping cyclists get to 90+%. Sometimes it's well beyond 100% of what they could imagine in terms of fixing the back pain plus their performance on the bike. But I have found that to be not always a catch-all. Different people need different things, but I found it to be very important. So let's go 4 months into the past and also 4 months into the future on this timeline. Now I'm gonna ask you 4 questions. If you're the type of person that likes to take notes, you can draw this on a piece of paper. I would encourage it. But I'm going to ask you 4 questions. And the purpose of these 4 questions is to get clarity on what exactly you need to do to reliably solve this problem. So let's dive in. We can map the answers to these questions above the timeline, just anywhere. We also may be able to map some of these answers on the timeline, which gives us a better scope of what we're dealing with and why we might be stuck, still hurting, not riding at all, or not riding the way that we want to. So each question has 2 parts. The first of these questions is, what didn't I know? And the second part is, what do I need to know? So, what didn't I know? I mean, maybe when this started, you didn't know a damn thing about it. You might not have even known what sciatica was. You don't understand how a disc works. You don't know that this could even happen in the first place. So you could map that on the timeline. You can map it above. Of course, with time, that changes. So, over the preceding 4 months, what things have you learned? What perspectives do you have that have helped you get maybe a little bit closer to feeling better, a little bit closer to solving this? But the big question is a higher level awareness, and that's where we go forward into the future. What do I need to know in order to have confidence that I'm on the right track? Based on what you didn't know and what you've learned, what do I need to know? Maybe it's the cause of it. Maybe you feel like you already have an idea of the cause. Maybe it's an exact prescription of what you need to do based on the cause. You've just never really had that before. Maybe you don't even know what the timeline would be for something like this to get better. That's what you would need to know. So that's going to be very personal to you, but really taking an audit of like, okay, how well do I understand this problem? If I'm honest with myself, what am I missing? If I knew X, it would help my mindset. If I knew Y, it would help me to be consistent. If I knew Z, it would help me to take decisive action. Just do the damn thing, right? Cool. So that can be mapped on the timeline. It could just be mapped as, what didn't I know? What do I need to know? If you're a cyclist and you want to ride your bike pain-free and ride your bike better, go ahead and hit subscribe. And as you go through this video, if you've got some comments in terms of how this hits home for you, drop them in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Sweet. Number 2. What didn't I do? What didn't I do? I didn't do anything about it. I'm just kind of hoping it'll go away. I didn't do anything about it. I just haven't been pointed in the right direction. I tried this, this, and this. This is what was good about it. This is what was bad about it. I did this, but I didn't do it consistently. Those are the sorts of things you can put on there. If you did some work on it, say for a month, 3 and 4 months back, but then you didn't stick with it, I would say what you didn't do was act with consistency. There might be several reasons why, but the fact of the matter is it didn't happen. The second part to that question is, what will I do? So you may need some more information here, but I will be consistent with XYZ. I will limit my drinking because I know it inflames my body. I will hit up Robbie and see what he's got to offer. Or I will follow through with whatever plan I'm currently working on, whatever plan I've pushed aside in the past. Maybe shit. Maybe it's just you have a grouping of YouTube exercises you've come up with, but you're not very consistent. As long as it's the right stuff, if what you will do is get consistent, that would be of great benefit to you. I'd really strongly encourage you to do that if you feel like you have the sauce. Number 3, what support didn't I have? So that could be, all right, I haven't really sought out any opinion or any help on this. Or it's I didn't get the answers that I needed, going back to number 1, I didn't get the answers I needed to be able to proceed with confidence. This treatment plan didn't seem like the right thing for me because of X, Y, and Z. Of course, the flip side of that is, what support will I seek? What support will I seek? Maybe it's asking me a few questions. Maybe it's going and talking to someone that you've been recommended to talk to. Following through with that, of course, is key. But based on what you need to know, the commitments that you know you need to make, and whose or what support you will need to get there, we're starting to build something that looks like a plan. I dig it. So again, like, these can be mapped at any point here. So we tried some chiro first, then PT, but that kind of fizzled out. You know, now I've got this YouTube situation that I've drawn out. Okay. What support would I need here, or do I need something entirely different? It's a big question to ask. Because if you're still stuck, if this has been going on for 4, 8, 12 months, like, you're probably going to need something different in order to get to this, and tie it together with this. But that's not the end of the knot. Number 4. What purpose is lacking? Well, that's kind of funny, Robbie. Feel like you're coming at me there. I am. You are not entitled to good health necessarily. I don't know where we got that idea. I'm not entitled to have good finances. I have to work at that, right? And even if I do everything that I can do, sometimes shit goes sideways. I have a huge bill here, a huge bill there, some other commitment. Like, we all know that story. Shit can go wrong even if you're doing the right things. Same thing with health, but I think the medical system has conditioned us in a funny, helpless way to where when something goes wrong with our health, the first thing isn't, okay, how do I pull myself up by the bootstraps and figure this out? It's often, fuck me. Why am I dealing with this? This sucks. And it leads us to just get stuck in the sand. I mean, we might move forward after that, but the first thing is, like, we get entrenched down in the sand. I don't mean to be harsh, but you're not entitled to good health. Even if you do a lot of the right things, hell, if something happens, there's clues. You may not have been able to see it coming, but now we know that we've got to take different action, decisive action, to dig ourselves out of it, to actually have the body we want, to have the health we want, the livelihood, the longevity, and to be able to do the shit that we want to do. If you're watching this video, that's probably going to be related to cycling. Maybe at the start you had no purpose. You didn't even understand how important cycling was to you. I doubt it, by the way. But over these months, you've come to understand, okay, I've really got to get it solved because, 1, I love to ride my bike. I love seeing my friends, and I'm a better dad when I ride my bike. All right, you are really developing a strong purpose there. But if you haven't really connected that to what you're going to actually do about this, you do have some work to do. What purpose am I lacking? And of course, the flip side of that coin is, what is my purpose? If you're anything like me, if you're anything like most cyclists, riding a bike isn't just your exercise. You know, you're not a casual gym goer. You're not just casually riding the beach cruiser for a half hour, 3 days a week. There's some deeper purpose behind that. There's a reason you do it. There's a reason you train. There's a reason you wake up early. There's a reason you get out in the rain. That purpose is really important. But it's also like, what kind of human do I want to be? What kind of health, what kind of longevity, what kind of enjoyment do I want to get out of my body, out of my mind as well? Body and mind very connected. That's the big question. That's where we get a little bit uncomfortable. Because with this medical shit, we don't want to have to dig that deep. Our body should just work well. But I've already said, you're not entitled to good health, even if you do a lot of the right things. And what I mean by that is, when bad shit happens to you, that is your responsibility to dig in and fix. So this could be mapped above the timeline. It could be mapped on the timeline. Like, cool, now my purpose is to get back on the bike so I can love life. Draw a little bike here, not a very good one. And so that I can really show up in all areas. I mean, maybe it's work, maybe it's family, whatever it is, that deeper purpose. Like, that's the whole reason why you would go through boom, boom, boom. What's the purpose? Why do I want to dig out of this? You're in it. It sucks, you're in it, but you've got to dig out, right? So when we now take a look, and if we just kind of say, we'll like swipe these out of here, and even swipe the past out of here, we stand right here, right now, at the time you're watching this video. And so the big questions to think about as you look forward from now until 4 months: what do I need to know? What will I commit to? What support do I need to seek? And what is my purpose? Because if you start taking action today, especially if it's awesome action based on exactly what you need, based on assessing the problem, finding the cause, and putting together a plan that will actually work for you, if you give it 4 months, it's a little over 120 days, tell me you're not going to have made massive improvements. It's pretty unlikely. Generally speaking, that's what keeps humans stuck from starting that business, from getting that promotion, shit, even from starting a family, from doing big things with your family, with your wife, and then someday it comes along. We're in the same spot, maybe worse. So if you take these 4 questions and you can map out, okay, how do I put this on a 4-month timeline starting today? You will make a difference. You will get past this. You will come out on the other side better. The body is amazing. The body heals. The body adapts, but it needs a little help. My goal in asking you these 4 questions, showing you a timeline, is that you put together a more strategic process to solve the issue rather than starting anew each day. It's going to give you control. It's going to let you know when you're on the right track, when things need some tweaks. And ultimately, it will get you there. I've seen it over and over and over again. Hundreds of times doing this rehab coaching thing online for cyclists. We dig in, we change course, and we put the right things in place, and we keep these things in mind. We make sure that this stuff becomes easy. We get better. Sometimes we get so much better that we're setting record power numbers. Sometimes we get so much better that we've determined a new purpose, one that fits the current stage of our life. And so cycling becomes love again. It becomes joy. And we can reap the benefits of having a strong body, yes, on the bike, but off the bike as well. Now, I've got something for you. I would love to review your timeline. So I have a PDF I can send to you that you can mark up. mark up on the computer, text box, type in notes. Running this exercise, just this alone, will help me to tell you where you're stuck and exactly what to do about it. So, if that's interesting to you, all you got to do is create it, and then all you got to do is send it. This exercise will give you an idea of what to do. So, I've got an offer for you. If you download the roadmap that I will send to you and you get it back to me, I will be able to tell you, even with just that information, exactly why you're still stuck. And that's going to give you a blueprint of where to start and what to do about it. So all you got to do is email me roadmap@racewithrobbie@gmail.com. And I'll get back to you by sending you that document, giving you a few simple instructions. And when you send that back to me, I'll let you know, hey, this is where you're stuck. This is why you're in the spin cycle. This keeps happening. And here's what you need to do about it. It is as simple as that, right? Stuff's not always simple, but that step we can make simple. And that is my goal for you, is to give you that clarity so you can actually move forward. You can get back to riding pain-free. And honestly, so that you can live the life that you want.